Hey guys, what's going on? This is Mr. VP, and welcome back to another Jurassic World video. Today what we're going to be doing is checking out this radio-controlled Textron Tiger. This is from the new Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom series. It's made technically by Matchbox, but obviously that's a Mattel brand. And this thing has been really hard to find. I don't know why. I don't see it on any of the planograms in the stores, and I actually had to order it online finally when it was available. But I had been checking Target, Walmart, and a few other places, and finally I was able to find it on Walmart's website. Now, this thing costs about $25, which it looks like that's going to be a pretty good deal, but let's dive into it. So initially, my impressions are, I really do like the coloring of it. I like that it's that really sharp blue color. It's not like that dull blue that the Gyrosphere Blast vehicle has. And I'm really curious to see this in the movie because I'm pretty sure that these vehicles in the movie are actually more of like a tan color. So unless they've repurposed one of the InGen vehicles that happen to be tan and they painted it blue for some reason, I don't think we'll actually see a blue one in the vehicle, but in the movie. But I could be wrong. So anyways, front of the box, you've got Owen and Blue, and you see Mount Saibo again in the background. And it says ages 4 and up, Textron Tiger RC. Shows a nice little picture of the 4-button remote control and a picture of the vehicle in motion. And then it says in the top right corner that it's a full function RC, which is very good. It doesn't have one button on one side and one on the other, like the Gyrosphere. This thing has 4 buttons and it can pretty much move in any which way. So, sides of the box. Again, just a little illustration of that, vehicle in motion. Other side, nothing there. Just another view of Mount Saibo erupting. Bottom of the box, just some safety information. And back of the box. That same illustration, but a little bit more detailed here. And what I like that they're showing is that you can actually use action figures with this vehicle. So if you look closely, you can see Claire driving the vehicle. And then you can see Owen hanging off the side. And right there it says works with figures. So I'm really excited to see how well that really works. In the bottom left corner it shows that the Gyrosphere, the radio control Gyrosphere, is sold separately. So without further ado, let's do the unboxing here. Faster than you would think. I'll have to show a clip of it very soon of it actually like on carpeting and outside, but it's really late out right now and I really wanted to get this video up, but keep an eye out for that one because that's going to be pretty exciting, I think. So first impressions with it out of the box, it's really heavy. It's much heavier than you'd think, and that's a good thing. It definitely feels like it's rugged, that it's built well. The only thing that I'm not too excited about is that when you use the steering wheel, it sounds like instead of the motor just turning the wheel and holding it, it sounds like it's just like constantly running, which I feel like that's going to drain the battery, and I feel like that's a little unnecessary because I've only ever had like 1 or 2 other radio control vehicles that does that, and I've had plenty of other ones that don't do that, so I don't know why they did, they chose to do it that way. But yeah, I like the coloring again. It definitely has a different look than the other vehicles in the series here. Got lots of detail on there. You got like the door hinges, the like molded in there. You've got like hood latches and little rivets here and there. You got hood latches on the roof. You got this nice brush guard with some lights and some D-rings. You've got lights on the roof. You've got mirrors molded in, even though there's no little reflective piece. On the back, you got like a nice door molded on. Nothing opens here though. On the top, you've got this, looks like a hatch that is just molded in that you can't actually open it. And you've got a pretty decently detailed interior. If you look really closely, there's not much detail on like the steering wheel and stuff, but there's at least something going on in there, which is more than what I was expecting. And I like the scale. Like, honestly, not just the size of it, but I mean the scale. So like there's not like a huge gap between the tire and the body. Like there's actually a very, very tiny gap, which makes it look more realistic. A lot of times these radio control vehicles, to accommodate bigger tires and more off-road prowess, they jack it way up, and that can be cool too, but it ends up distorting the look of the vehicle. Like this actually looks like it's to scale all the way around, like from the movie. So I just want to show a few comparisons. So firstly, I would like to show it versus some of the vehicles from the original Jurassic World series by Jada Toys. And the first one I'd like to show, and this is still in the box obviously, but this is the Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG 6x6. And this is kind of what I was talking about. If you look in here, there's a pretty good sized gap between the top of the tire and the fender here, which I know that this vehicle is meant to be like an off-road super monster truck and all that, so it kind of works on here. But at the same time, I think it could be lowered a little bit and it would look a little bit more accurate towards the movie. Especially the wheels. Those wheels are not accurate to the movie whatsoever, but that's a whole different story. So, one thing I definitely have to point out is, like I was saying, whereas the Textron Tiger from Matchbox takes 6 AA batteries, this old G63 has a built-in rechargeable battery, which I do like that concept a little bit more. Again, because I imagine that this thing's probably going to be getting a good amount of use, and with a lot of use means drained batteries, and when you have a rechargeable battery you can just charge it, and if you don't, then you have to replace batteries all the time. But here's another comparison. Now this is the Jada Toys Jeep Wrangler, and I mentioned in another video that I wasn't too happy about this particular Jeep, simply for the fact that it's not movie accurate whatsoever. For those of you like Jeep fanatics, you'll notice that this is actually based on the JL, and the JL was never around in 1993 for this original Jurassic Park movie, so I don't know why they based it off a JL instead of a YJ. For those of you that aren't Jeep fanatics, you probably wouldn't even notice, but that's just one of those little things that bothers me, and I don't know why they went that way. But what's another interesting difference between some of these toys is that you see that the floor on this Jada Toys Jeep is right under the steering wheel. So you're not going to be able to fit any figures in there unless you chop their legs off, which I'm not going to be doing that anytime soon. Whereas you have plenty of accommodation in here. You actually have a floor with leg room for your action figures. So we'll set that off to the side. And a couple more comparisons. So this is the truck from the Gyrosphere Blast Vehicle toy set, I guess. And this is quite a difference in size. I feel like that's way off. I don't think this vehicle is that much bigger in real life than it is, you know, compared to this one. But this one serves a you know, kind of a different purpose. This one's, you know, meant to have that Gyrosphere Blast feature, so I guess I can kind of excuse that, but this thing is just meant to be like a big clunky toy in comparison to this, which is a little bit more detailed and a little bit more fun, I guess, depending on what you like to do. But look at the coloring. Again, this has that really sharp looking, like, I want to say almost like a light navy blue. I don't really know what to call it other than that, or like maybe a baby blue. Whereas now this gyrosphere blast vehicle looks very, very gray in comparison. Even though normally this looks like a light bluish gray, now it looks like just a full-on light gray. And it looks kind of boring in comparison, not gonna lie. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see in the movie what color these things actually are, because I feel like these are not too accurate, but again, we'll see. And here's a couple vehicles from the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Legacy Collection, and also just the regular Fallen Kingdom collection. So perfectly scales with these other vehicles. I do like that it's, you know, it looks pretty movie accurate compared to the other ones. It might be a little small, but I think that's alright. And I do want to test out these alleged action figure compatibilities. So you can fit 2 action figures inside. So we'll test that right now. I don't know, overall I'm pretty happy with this. Like I said earlier, I had a hard time finding this, and luckily was able to scoop it up online. I am very curious to see how it performs in grass, on, you know, carpeting, on hardwood, and a few other surfaces. So I will be checking that out probably in just a day or so here, and I'll be posting that. Okay guys, and let's see some comparisons with some dinosaurs. So first up we've got the new Stegosaurus. And I feel like that's a really good scale. I think that works really well. Okay. And let's check out the Indo Raptor. Which the Indo Raptor looks a little bit big, but again, I'm not really sure how big the Indo Raptor really is in the movie, so I guess we'll have to wait and see if this is accurate or not. Next we've got Blue the Raptor, and this looks pretty accurate, although I feel like this blue is like a little smaller. But that works. Then we've got the T-Rex from the Tyrannosaurus and Monolithosaurus pack. And I feel like this could work. I think the T-Rex is just a little bit small. And finally, the Thrash and Throw Tyrannosaurus Rex, and I feel like this is probably perfect scale. And I know I've said that a lot about this particular T-Rex, but I think that works really well. Now just a note, I did take the batteries out of this guy just so it wouldn't make so much noise while I'm making the videos, but it still works fine. Okay. So let me know if you guys have any questions, what you think. If you have any feedback, I would love to hear it. And thank you for all the subscriptions and the likes and the comments. You guys are helping grow this community so fast, and I couldn't do without you guys. So thank you so much once again. Keep an eye out because I will be posting my 200 subscriber giveaway video very soon. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.